everybody. I am just putting my phone here, and today I'm gonna make the ears, but first I want to tell you guys about some little things that I've done in his face yesterday, so you guys know, and it's more fair because let me just turn on this camera so I can explain for the two cameras at the same time. Just set them together. Yep, right there. And more here. There. Okay. So when I went to paint the eyes yesterday, let me just record here. Okay guys, so today we're gonna make the ears, but first I want to tell you guys about some little things that I've done to his face that I liked it better. So when I went to define the eye line yesterday, I realized that the eye was a little bit too deep, and that was making really hard for me to paint nicely. So I added a little bit of white, not white, off-white clay to his eyeball, and a little bit of clay to the eyelids just to bring it out a bit, and it was easier to paint like that. So nothing new. I did exactly the same that I did the first time I did the eyes. I just brought it a little bit out, and the good about polymer clay is exactly that. After you bake and paint, you can still do little changes if you can't see the face or if you notice something. So other thing I made was, I noticed it was all painted, all ready to go, but I noticed when I looked at these pictures again, these pictures, when I looked to them and I looked to my doll, I realized that it's like a very small thing. I noticed that the line of his smile, because usually average it comes from behind our wings, but his kind of comes from the center here. There's this little volume here that it's pretty unique. So I added a little bit of clay in here and baked it. I didn't even paint. If you guys see, like, you can see that it's a slightly different color, which it didn't bother me because the clay is a little bit transparent, so it will still pick up the color that is underneath, especially if it's like a very small amount. And something else I did was, with this tool, I kind of scratched the corner of the mouth to open a bit more, and I painted black inside, so it gave a little bit of more depth to his lips and looks a little bit more open that it was looking yesterday. So that's it. Hi Patricia. Oh, and something else I did, the distance between the lip and the chin was a little bit too big, and the chin was a little bit too long, so I added a bit of clay here. You can also see that it's not painted, and I left not painted, so I just literally add clay and baked it. Didn't paint it all. And I trimmed the chin a bit, so you can see here it's trimmed. So to trim, I just go with the knife and kind of go like this until it gets the size I want. So little tiny different little tiny changes that I did, but it does make a big difference. Why? Because we are working with a very small head, so every little thing, it looks like not necessary, but because it's so small, the difference that makes it's huge. So as you can see, this eye, it's a little bit not very well painted like this one, but because I'm gonna put glasses, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna leave it. So yeah, so that's it. I think it looks a lot like him, and I like it. And then I'm gonna go and do the ears today. So today I decided to not fix the jaw out of camera so you guys can see, because there's bone in there. So yeah, our face is made out of bone structure, and not always the bone structure that we are using here, it's average. So we will have to do some changes. So, okay, that's not quite right there. All right, there. So as you can see, my jawline is a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm posing for the cell phone now, so it's not gonna look good for the camera, just for the live stream. And then now I'm gonna pose for this camera. So as you guys can see, the profile is pretty good, but the jawline, it's a little bit slightly bigger. No, not quite. Yesterday it looks more. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. Well, I can, you see, it's a little bit deeper than my sculpture. It's like it's slightly different. And also he needs a little bit of more forehead in there. I mean head here, just a little bit. But anyway, those changes we can do after it's baked and painted, and it's not a problem at all. So I'm gonna trim a little bit here, and I have the chance to find the bone, I mean the resin, and yeah, I did find it. So you see, but that's not a problem at all. What you can do here is, because the resin is also cuttable, so you can trim the resin too. So you just go deeper than you actually see on your image, because you still need to cover that part with clay, or you can also just paint with Genesis. It'll also work. It's not gonna be, you're gonna have to give a couple coats. So you just trim, measure again to have the perfect profile. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it looks like now it's correct. Maybe a bit more. No, now it's correct. See? It's right there. And just because it's showing that part here, but this part, it's gonna have a neck, so it's not gonna make a difference on the jaw. Okay, so you do this side, and then you also have to check the other side, because you can't just do one side of it. So nose, eye, and the jawline. Oops, there's a light. Yeah, it's really a little bit. We can just trim here too. And then we're gonna put some clay here and cover it all, and it's gonna be all good. Okay. Once you got the jawline, I'm not gonna care to be so perfect, because he's gonna have a little bit of long hair and it's gonna be kind of covered. But yeah, if you want to be a perfectionist, then you have to get it perfect. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. It depends. Sometimes I'm not, and then I regret, and then I go and fix it. Alright, so now for the ears, what I'm gonna do is, the ears have a right place to go, like average, but when you are working with likeness, you can't follow average proportions. You have to follow that person proportion, and we are slightly different from each other. There is an average measurement, but that doesn't mean that we all have the same measurements. Otherwise, we would be all clones, and we are not. So here, what we can do is to get the ear right, ear side and everything right. You put your transparency, and you guys can see it's not even like I use a piece of plastic. I didn't even make a transparency sheet or anything like that. I'm really just doing the way I do things, so you guys can see that it's not like all nice and easy like Amy Winehouse with all the material and stuff. I don't do that for myself. I do that for my students, but not for myself. So once you find the fitting the profile there, I can't fit the profile to the two cameras at the same time, so I'm gonna fit right now for the camera that is recording. So you just hold it. It's not gonna match anymore because it's gonna bend the plastic, but the ear is in the right spot right there. So you are going to, with the tool, mark it out. Make a hole in here, make a hole in here, and to the end, biggest part. You can do it all around to mark it out, or you don't have to, so you know where the ear goes. Actually, this one, to make this side, it's kind of like the black kind of got in there, the Sharpie, which is not a problem because you can just clean up. It's not gonna stay, and my Genesis is not gonna come out. There's also, it's going to help me with the jaw. And to clean up that, all you need is get a Q-tip, put some oil, and clean up. Or alcohol or oil, whatever. And clean up the back. That's all good now. Oops, there's more here. There you go. So the ears is there. The ear is there. Just one ear here. And the ears start behind the jawline, so that also shows me that my jaw is still quite big here. So I'm going to remove there. And as you guys can see, I have kind of the shape of the ear right here. Right there. Hi, pretty. And you can do the same thing the other side. So the other side, you're not going to get the black because it's drawing the other side. And same thing, I'm going to match up my profile. So I'm not going to match with my phone. I'm going to match with the camera that I'm recording here. And once I match it up, I'm going to hold it. So I have the ear placed in there. And I'm going to mark it. Beginning here. And you can kind of go around as well. This is just for give us an idea. Like here, he has a head. He doesn't have anything for me to mark in there. So that shows me how different the head size is. So I have to fix that. I have to add more head in this side. But the jaw, this jaw is correct. So that's good. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to place some clay. So this is a realistic ear. And it's going to be, I have to be more careful than when I did Amy Winshaw's ears. So yeah, for caricature, you don't need to get it perfect. But for realistic, especially if it's going to show, then you kind of want to get it very well then. Okay, no, actually I'm not going to do that. Before doing that, I will make a mark here. So as you can see, the ear, it's not straight. It's not laying down like this. It goes in an angle, right? This beginning here and this one, they are in angle. Be careful, because if you do straight, it's not gonna look realistic. It might look like a caricature or something. So it's not focusing. I'm going to make a drawing here like this. Just a little rounded stuff in here. Going all the way in there. We could have done that when the head was not baked, but I didn't, so it's okay. And I'm going to dig here. Remove everything I can. If it breaks the little curve, it's okay. We can just add more clay to it. But you want to have space here to dig, because the ear here kind of goes in. So you don't want to have hard clay in there. You can even dig the skull if you want. So because I'm going to do the two ears at the same time, I'm going to do the same thing this side. So I don't have to dig anything else, because when you dig, you have the risk to smash the ear you just did, unless you bake it before you dig it again. And because I don't want to have to bake, I'm just going to dig it all here. There. You could even mark that from your transparency too. Just dig in. I think that's enough. That's gonna give me plenty of space to get it deeper with the ear there. Okay. There we go. So I'm going now to place the ear, and I'm gonna try to place in the position that I'm seeing in there. So that's too much clay. I leave more clay than I need because I'm gonna work on it. So there you go, and I'm gonna go inside the little thing that I left in here. Little curve, kind of go in like that. I'm just reaching up because I have some, after this little curve here, we have some height coming up here. So from here to here, it started going in, but on the top here, it's higher. There's some bottom to it. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to find those dots that I made so the ears get the same size that I want. If I can't find it, it's okay. I can just measure up again on the in here. I'm not gonna touch it because I don't want to get it all black right now, but you can always measure again. So it's pretty much right. Okay. Okay. So I'm just adding clay right now. I'm not trying to shape anything. I mean, I'm adding clay according to the basic shape of the ear, but I'm not trying to start anything here. Just sticking this piece of clay on the face. Okay. And because you have long hair, we don't really need to care for the back of the ear. We can just leave it like that, or if you want to care, you can. You can just make it thinner and dig in here and do all correct. So I don't know what's going on here. My chat disappeared. I don't know if you guys are saying something, so let me just put my YouTube. From YouTube I can see the chat. Yeah, no, they're just Patricia and Pretty that said something. Okay, so I will now start shaping these ears here. Well, actually, you see this point here? That's the dot for where the ear starts. So this is where I want my ears to start. All right. Now that I have this, I'm gonna start making number 9. So behind the little curve that I made here, I'm gonna bring this curve and make a number 9 here. So I don't know if you guys can see a number 9, but this is a number 9. So I'll show you what is the number 9 soon. And also, actually, this explanation is all in Amy Winsough's classes too. Okay, so number 9, and this is number 9 here, see? That's the number 9. Can go a little bit more like a 9 here, there, like this. That's a better number 9. Okay. So once you do this with the number 9, as I said, the ears from this little curve that we made here, this is the yato. Where is it? It's there. It's digging. Let me just put in here so everybody can still see it. The little curve. So this curve from it to down, from this line down, the number 9 curve here goes inside, and from here up it starts coming outside. So we are going to push this in like that. There. So you see what I mean? This part goes inside. Maybe it should go a little bit more, but this tool is not working good for me. Let me get some more flatter, because it's just the front of it that goes in. So this one's gonna work better. So yeah, I'm gonna go in. There you go. Inside. And here comes outside. So yeah, that's correct. This is what we want. There. And now I'm gonna mark all around the number 9. I'm gonna make like a contour for it here. And as you can see, it goes all the way in this contour. There, look, there. So, yeah, you guys can see, right? Right there, all the way in, and you contour, so you have 2 lines for it. And keep on going, and keep on going. Then once you reach this area around here, you can go less deeper, just soft. Right there. There you go. Oops, I'm coming out of the camera here. Let me put the cell phone a bit higher. So, okay. So you see, all I did was I made a number 9. I pushed this inside, start coming outside from the, when that little curve is done here. And now I'm going to dig all this area behind the number 9 there, and I'm gonna remove this part. And here too, you can make it bigger. Here. All around here, the number 9, it goes a little bit inside over, and underneath this, it goes all the way inside that little line we made. And I'm going to bring the ears to the dot that I mark in there. They're still here, because this is where the ear finish. Right there. There you go. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to mark a little, what's my tool? I like my metal tool, I can't see it. I'll just use a toothpick. I'm gonna mark this kind of like a V here, opening there. So it opens here. And gets shallow here on the outside, like this. So it's kind of like a step-by-step. Ears can be a mystery when you start sculpting. You're just like, wow, how do I do that? But once you figure out the parts and everything that you have to do, it's pretty easy and fast and not a big deal at all. Okay, and if you want to go even more realistic, you can, I don't know why YouTube it's not showing me anything. I don't even know how many people I have in here now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So if you even want to go more realistic, what you can do is you get a little piece of clay, like very tiny piece of clay. That's too big even, probably tinier than that. You can glue the clay on your glass like I do and get a little bit of clay here. And we can bring this little curve here. Bring it a little bit out. You see I put the clay here and can bring it out a bit. It's gonna be more natural, more realistic. There you go. And that's good enough. If you want, you can use your brush and oil and smooth it out. And now it's important also to look in the front view. His ears actually doesn't show because his hair goes right there in front, and so I'm not sure how far it comes, but you can press it in if you think it's too much and fix how it looks to the front. But I don't think it's gonna show because he's gonna have a long hair here, so that's good enough for these ears. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. Oh, now YouTube is showing me again. Alright, so exactly the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm not tired actually, I'm lazy. You know, I've been watching some classes until late in the night, so I teach during the day and take care of the kids, and I'm a wife, and I have to cook and clean and do all the kind of stuff, and when I put the kids to bed and do everything, then I go and study some sculpting. So it never ends. So yesterday I was kind of watching some classes until late in the night, just learning some new materials to work with. Alright, so it looks right already. As I said, I don't have enough head in here, so before placing the ear, actually, I'm going to put some head and make that right. Because if you don't put that, I'm not gonna have a support for it here. So there's way more head on this side than this. So I'm just gonna fix that so I have enough space for my ear to connect. Okay. So there is my little curve. I'm gonna put in here, and now that I have the other ears, I kind of have to try to place them in the right spot and look for symmetry between the two of them. Right, so I'm just gonna place this clay here. I'm gonna bring it over here after, not now. So find the dot. It looks like it's correct. Get a little bit farther, guys, because I'm taking my hands out of the camera too much. I'm just there. Sorry if I make you guys dizzy. I just don't have the risk to be out of the camera so much. Okay, so yeah, I'm just placing the ears here, and I can find those dots that I marked, which I can't even see it anymore. It's around here. Okay. Just connecting them. And now I'm gonna see if they are in the same height to each other, same line. It looks like it's pretty good. Good enough, especially for ears that are not gonna show up. That is actually quite good. And I'm gonna go inside, same thing. Just go faster so you guys see that it's not that big of a mystery. I'm gonna do a little bit faster this one, less explanation. And yeah, you guys will see it's not that hard. So brought in all the part inside behind that little curve. Now I'm gonna bring number 9 all the way inside there, going in, start coming out once we reach out of the curve, right there. And I'm gonna mark the contour for the number 9. And here I can soften a bit. Now I'm going to remove clay from the back of the number 9 to all the way here. It's pretty much ready. Are you guys seeing? Oh my gosh, you're not. So I'm just fixing like the end there, kind of trying to smooth out this digging that I did. And a little bit of too much clay in here. Just clean up a bit. Get the same size, the two sides. And maybe this one still have quite a bit of clay in there. So when I see that there's a lot of clay here, and to make it easy, I just kind of cut it off. That makes it easier. Okay. There. And that's it. I messed up here. The little contour, and here gets smoothened, shallower. And I'm gonna do my triangular shape in here. There you go, guys, and that's it. That's good enough. I just need to smoothen out, and I'm gonna do that with my brush. Oh, and there is the little piece of clay that we can put here to make the yato looks better. Let me just see if I can bring it out from here straight. No, I'm gonna need a little piece of clay. Oh, let's see if this one make it. No. So get a little bit of clay and make right there and make the yellow right there. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to put some clay, just measuring up, to my jaw to cover the bone, and really as little as I can, because I didn't dig that much to be able to put a long amount of clay here. I really want to find my tool, but my office is a mess right now. Can't see anything. Oh, that's because I put it away in the right spot, so I can't find it. That happens. You always think it's around somewhere on your table and never think that you actually put it away. At least that's how I am. Okay, so just covering bones, resin, and there we go. Here also I'm not gonna care a lot, because here's gonna come neck and hair and a bunch of other stuff here. No, not a bunch of other stuff, pretty much hair and neck, but that's enough for not being able to see any of that. So let's just not waste a lot of time here, so we have more energy and more we're not tired of the sculpture. Our sculpting time still didn't finish, so don't spend a lot of time in things that doesn't really need to be done. Okay. All right, and this is, as you guys can see, I did not measure John Lennon as much as I measured Amy Winehouse. Why is that? Because the best thing to do here is you try to practice your eyes. So when you start doing, you measure, so you get your eyes used to the right measurements, like proportions and stuff. And once you have that already kind of inside yourself, you already know pretty much the basic measurements for anatomy. Then start practicing your eyes. Start like measure after everything is done, just to confirm that is right or not, and try to practice your eyes to see better. Train your eyes. And yeah. Okay, so there it is. We have ears. And I'm gonna do something different from Amy too. I'm gonna paint those ears already before I bake. And it also works. So before painting, let me get my tile. And that's because we still have 39 minutes. We only have 30 and 40 minutes of class, and we have time, so I'm just gonna do that. So I'm going to drop a little bit of oil here, because I don't have any more and I dropped too much, but okay. And I'm gonna get my brushes, the thin ones and the not so thin ones. So I'm gonna get 3 thin brushes here, and I'm gonna get the thinner one, no, medium one first. Oops. Ooh, I punched the light. Okay, here, and I'm gonna dip just in oil, clean up my brush from yesterday because I didn't clean yet. I don't want it super dirty. Like, I don't care if it's a little bit of dirty, but I don't want too much. And I'm gonna smoothen that out with oil. This. And here too we can blend better the jaw. There we go. This, and same thing here. Oh, I smashed it. It's okay. You can always fix it with the brush. You kind of smashed the ears a bit. You have to be very careful to hold the head. That's why I put the toothpick here. Best thing to do is just hold the toothpick, but I am kind of a mess, so a lot of times I just smash things out. I forget. My brain just goes away, kind of, when I'm sculpting. I just forget and put my hand. I'm pretty clumsy. Okay, so this one, I made it really fast, so there's more to smoothen. That's enough. I don't have this huge patience for ears, especially ears that are not gonna be showing. I am not very, I don't stay here forever giving all the perfect details because this is not even gonna show. I mean, it's decent. Okay, that's good enough. Now that I did that, I'm going to start with shading, and I'm gonna get no, I'm gonna do the dark skin first. I'm not gonna use the dark brown that I used yesterday, just to check it out. Maybe I'll do it after, but I'm gonna start with the softened one. So just a darker skin color, and I'm going to, same thing that we did with the dried baked piece, we're gonna do here with the wet piece. I'll just shade this part. So the shallowest parts that are not so deep, I'm gonna go with a lighter brown that is from the darker skin color. And once I start getting in there, then I start going darker because it's deeper. So that's going to give the depth I need in there. It's too oily. Okay, here. There. So you see, I put a little bit of black inside, not black, that very dark brown inside, and that makes it looks like it's pretty deep in there. So that's good. That's what I wanted. And I'm gonna do the same thing the other side. So as you see, I just kind of clean up the darker brown with my fingers. And I'm gonna get the clay. I didn't put oil on this clay. It's kind of pretty much just the clay, the paint. Go around here, and then if you don't want anymore, like you see, I just rub my finger and then it's clean. And you can also get more oil, like if you want to clean up what you just did, and go with the oil and kind of clean up. so it's not so much. And I'm gonna go darker in the darker areas. If you want to go even more perfectionist, when you're going to do ears, you can mix up the skin color with a little bit of translucid clay, and you're going to get more of translucid ears, because the ears are translucid. When you look against the light, you can see, like, put a light right in the back of your ears, it gets red. So that means that your ears are, our ears are, is translucid, and you can actually reach that kind of realism with clay. So red, get in here. My red here, it's pretty oily, and I already have my ears oily, so I'm going to put a little bit of more red here, and I am going to put some red in the ears because our ears are pretty reddish. There we go. That's good enough. And now that I have all done, I didn't even clean my brush. I'm just going to come with this gray color that I used to the beard yesterday, because I trimmed it a little bit and that's some new clay in here. I'm just going to go with it all around. So you see here is wet clay. The wet clay kind of holds the paint better, and so you have to be even more dissolved paint to go in wet clay. And the baked clay, you can go with a little bit less dissolved. There. Okay. There you go. And I'm gonna get my other brush. Whoops. This one, and just kind of, oops, it's white. Let me clean that up. I don't want to have a white spot in here. I saw there's a little hole in there, so I'm just smoothing out and then I'm gonna paint it again. They're still there, you see? Little cut. It's okay though, honestly. We do have some scars and cuts, and if you make it too smooth and too perfect, it might get less realistic than if you don't some parts, because we are not smooth and perfect. Okay, so there it is, 2 ears ready to be baked, and then I don't need to paint it anymore, so I did all at once. And that's another way to paint. As I said, you can paint the clay when it's baked or without baking. You have the 2 options. Even with the Genesis, it's take your try and see what works better for you. Okay, so I'm gonna bake that now, and I'm not sure if I'm coming back today because now we have to start the body, and honestly I am still not absolutely sure about the pose. I did post did I post a pose? No, this one I showed you guys. I was thinking about that one, and I still am. So I might have to make a chair first and guitar. Probably a chair. So let's make a chair and I'll come live. I don't know if I'm going to do that today though. I have some other stuff to do. But if I do come today, You probably get a notification on Patreon, if I'm not wrong. If not, it's gonna be recorded and you guys can always see after. Okay? So that's it, guys. Hopefully I come back today a little bit later. I'm just gonna do some researches here and take some decisions on what kind of chair I'm gonna do, what material I'm gonna use for the chair, and then we can go for it. Okay? Bye bye, guys. See you soon. Thanks for joining me.